Firstly, thanks for joining us, man. So, for those listening, Gus is a Andrew Tate supporter, as we can tell by the logo, and he replied on one of my—I can't recall if it was one of my posts or videos on YouTube, wanting to have a chat. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'll let you kind of explain what you want to chat about. But from what I recall, you had a disagreement about my belief that Andrew Tate is a scammer. My opinion is that I've said this before and posted this quite a bit, but one of the most prolific scammers really on the internet, and not very subtle about it, I believe. And there's a few examples. I recall you mentioning the Lamborghini scam
Yeah.
and the Planet T, which we can get into. But do you want to, I guess, introduce yourself? So you're obviously a Tate supporter. I haven't really asked too many questions along those lines. Are you in the real world? Are you in the war room? Or what's your situation with, and how long have you been a supporter as well? What's your situation with all that?
Okay, so I became a supporter for about a year and a half when I started to see him getting traction and people talking about him at school. And then came Christmas, he made this marketing campaign with highlighting extra features, and you had to join now. He created fear of missing out, and then I felt like it was my chance because I I didn't like school at the time, so then last was when I joined, so I've been in it for about a year, just under a year. So my name is Gus. I reached out because you actually raised some very interesting points, which got me thinking. But then I also thought you were missing the wider context. You were missing certain points, and I came here to bring them up.
Cool, sweet. And this is something that I want to like encourage. I want to be open to people that disagree and Tate supporters. So I've said this a number of times, and I'll say it as many times as I need to. But I don't see you guys as my enemy. So I'm happy to have respectful debates. And to Gus's credit, he was respectful in the comments and raised some questions, wanted to chat, and so I thought let's jump on a space and do it. So we can kind of go through point by point.
Yeah.
I'll put it with you. I'll put it with you. Which one do you want to start with first? We can go by maybe each scam that we spoke of that you disagreed with was a scam, and we can maybe discuss it from
Yeah.
there. And yeah, go from you go
So
go ahead.
I would like to ask. I like to ask you: do you think the real world itself is a scam? Because that is the center of all of his network, isn't it? The real world.
Sure. So yes, as a whole, yes, I do. Um, Now, the counter argument would be the people feel they get value from it, the lessons that, the money making lessons that they might learn. But to make my position very clear, with the real world, so I've criticized it a lot over, I don't know how long I've been doing this, geez, 18 months now. I've criticised it a lot for being what I believe the pyramid scheme. So a program that was reliant on current members recruiting new members, particularly with the affiliate campus in the real world. Now, in more recent times, I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm not sure if I believe that anymore. The reason being, and you can probably confirm this, I think you'd agree with this, that the affiliate campus has kind of wound down and been less of like a major feature. Where I believe the real world gets sustains itself and profits Andrew Tate and his people from is not as much anymore current members recruiting new members, but from Tate repeatedly and relentlessly scamming his current core supporter base in the real world and around and his fans in general over and over and over and over. So that is why currently I believe that the real world is a scam because I believe it exists to give Tate a section of loyal followers that will listen to him and trust him to scam repeatedly. And I believe the lessons now and back when it was more reliant on members recruiting new members, a front for that. So I can let you respond, or if you want to get into like a specific part or one of the scams, we can go from there.
Right. So when I first joined was January, beginning of 2024. At the time, I didn't see any of the affiliate marketing thing because the campus opens like every couple months. So
Sorry,
I knew
just
straight away. Yeah,
sorry,
go on.
just cut in. What was that date? Sorry, I missed that. Just so I can get the time frame right.
It was
Would say
literally New Year of 1st of January
okay,
2024.
okay. So the affiliate campus was already less of a feature by then. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. So you are right. At the beginning, it was really about the affiliate marketing campus, where what they do is they make you to create an account based on the university, and then um, you get a certain percentage of the membership fee when someone signs up using your link. So at the beginning, that's how you marketed um, this brand new product, basically. So that's how you got people to join, and then once they joined and it developed, it became less prominent to get new people in because um, a lot of people just started making money with other campus. Other campus started opening. Many new professors joined, um, and then they moved away from that. Although it still takes part, I mean, it still happens every now and then. The campus opens, new people join, and then Luke, which is the professor, he is Tate's cousin, and he teaches that. I looked into it once because I thought I would try doing it, but then I changed my mind. So basically, that campus now, what they do is they focus on getting you to learn how to garner an audience and then monetize it. And once you sort of graduate from that campus, you stop doing that, and then you start reaching out to other businesses so you can do that. So you can do what you did for the university to other businesses, right? Um, but that's about the affiliate thing, the affiliate link thing. So that doesn't really, it's not that prominent anymore. Um, because the way I see it, right, the real world doesn't actually, is not really profitable. It makes a lot of money, yes, but then you have to think that um, the university.com, the domain alone was a lot of money. I don't want you to quote on me exactly how much. Some say seven figures, some say six. We can all agree that is a lot of money to get university.com as a domain, right?
Well,
So,
I wouldn't quote Andrew on that, but go back anyway. Just besides the point, go ahead.
yeah. Um, so, and then you got the professors. They are admittedly, they are allegedly millionaires in the skill, but I believe they are because they are very proficient in the skill, and they, once you really in this sphere, when you really trying to work every day, listen to the professors every single day, you see that they're always there. They're always making new lessons, updating. For example, I do AI, and then AI is always advancing. Like Sora, OpenAI Sora just came out, so they're working on getting the lessons out, updating courses. Um, so their full-time job is essentially doing this. So I'd imagine they get paid as well, even though they do the skill. They literally spending all day teaching people how to become proficient in the skill, right? So I imagine they get some compensation from that. They also creating. People always say that the real world is just a copy of Discord, but while it is visually a copy of Discord, because Discord has a very efficient system, you can have like different servers and direct messages and announcement channels, things like that. But the code itself is not copied from Discord. They literally created an entire brand new platform.
Well, I can jump in there just to correct you.
Go on.
The coding and the whatnot. It's a copy of a platform called Revolt, which is very
Yes, I
similar to
saw that.
Discord. It's literally it's according to the owner of Revolt and the creator of Revolt. It's stolen, so they just literally stole it. and used their coding and didn't update it, so that I guess it was very insecure. And it just seems like the owner of the company that they stole from just didn't have the resources to uh, sue them, I guess. So they just got away with it. So according to the owner of the platform that has almost identical coding to their Discord like server, it was stolen.
Yeah, I did see you posted something like that, and then I believe you made a video, right?
Did I make a video about that? I remember, honestly, I tried to. I guess he's a tech whiz, so he's good at keeping private if he wants to. I tried to find and get in contact with that guy like ages ago, because no text to speech actually picked up the coding and one. I didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
that, but I saw that article a long time ago, back in 2023, and I was very curious. I wanted to talk to that guy, but yeah, he's very private. And if he wants to be private, I guess if you're savvy tech enough, you can cover your tracks and hide away. So yeah, I'd love to talk to him to know what his side of the story is, because he made some strong accusations. I can't confirm and say for sure, but what he said, it sounded like that they just stole his platform. So
So yeah, I did when the quote unquote hack happened. I was looking into really what happened and how they even gain access to like private messages and stuff. So it is what I took away from it. I might be wrong about this, but the way I view it is that they did copy that code to make the real world, but they didn't just completely copy it. They used it and then they built upon it. Does that make sense? They use it as as a foundation for the real world because the real world has extra code, extra features. I'm not saying it's right; it is still wrong,
it's
but they didn't
yeah,
completely just copy it, right?
that's I'd imagine that's the stance of those in the real world and the people that are behind the platform there. According to both the owner and text to speech's opinion, who made the video that discovered uncovered the similarities in the coding, they believe it was just a good direct rip off. Like they stole it verbatim. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm as savvy as, say, for example, text to speech, the guy that made that video. He did a great job. So I can't comment for sure, but according to those two guys, the owner and the guy that made the video, yeah. So I'd love to get to the bottom of that. It's really interesting to me. I've been dying to know for ages whether we can get to the bottom of if it was just a rip off copy or not, because it was really interesting. Then they offered this guy that made the Revolt platform that they allegedly stole from a job, and he released some texts of them offering like 120 or something grand job. Really interesting. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked with this too much.
Yeah, yeah,
So go on.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't comment much on it. That's the way that I'm just speaking on behalf of me and the students. That's the way we see it. Um, like I said, but if you would want to know more about that from them directly, you'd have to ask someone like Ace and Logic Points. They are the main two guys that built the real world platform because they were gonna get kicked off from Discord. So the reason I mentioned I wanted to start with the real world is because that's the center of it, and that's where I think the real hard gold is. Because I know it changed my life. I know
Sure.
many people that changed.
Sorry,
Go on.
I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off.
yeah, go
Before
on.
we move on and change subjects, a bitch evaporate just got up, and I thought you might have something to add as far as the hacking, and I thought you might be able to clarify something that I maybe
Oh yes.
missed. So, is that why you put your hand up?
Yeah. The vulnerabilities that it had, it looked like it was an exact copy. The vulnerabilities that it had were the exact vulnerabilities that Revolt had. Just from the hacking information alone, it looked like it was an exact copy of Revolt.
Yeah,
So
like I said,
Mm.
they might have made a few tweaks to it, but it looked like it was an exact copy to Revolt. The vulnerabilities that it had to it were the exact vulnerabilities that Revolt had. It could have been hacked multiple times after the first hack.
I
So
see
I
what I
mean, it was
mean.
wide open.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It is interesting. They wouldn't fix the weaknesses and they would leave it like that. Their official response.
They might have corrected them now. I'm
Yeah,
not going near it, because I do not want to reveal any of my personal information. But it could have been hacked multiple times after that.
yeah.
So
I
just from
was
people I
watching.
know who went in and looked at it, it could have been hacked at multiple times after that. There was still vulnerabilities were left open even after that first hack. They did not protect it. So I'm
Yeah,
just letting you know that
yeah,
your
yeah.
information was still unsecure on that website.
Go
I
on, go
would
on.
be careful, and I would change my email addresses if I was these guys, and I would use dummy email addresses, and I would change all of my information anonymous. Anything that I used in that website, I would turn it anonymous because Revolt had a ton of vulnerability issues, and it's one reason that Revolt did not continue
I see.
because they had so many vulnerability issues. So just giving you a heads up. Be
Yeah, yeah,
careful.
yeah. Well, I actually when I signed up, I used an old email, so that isn't even my main email. But look, ultimately though, passwords were not leaked out. It
There
was
are a
just
lot of websites out there. There are a lot of websites out there though that can track you via your old email addresses that track back
I
to your name.
checked. My
Yeah, I can
email
do
wasn't
background
leaked.
checks on people. I dig. That is what I do. I'm a digger. There is a
Uh huh.
lot of websites out there that I can enter your old email address, and if I can get a whiff of an old username on you, I can pull all of your information offline.
I
I can
see.
figure out so much information on you. Just if I can get one or two bits of information from you online, I can figure out a ton of information on you. I removed everything of mine off the internet 10 years ago when I started dating. I removed pictures. I had someone completely wipe me off the internet from addresses. And
Damn.
that was 3 moves ago. I pay someone to remove all of my information off the internet. I pay them
Yeah,
to monitor my information on the internet.
you can't be too
I have
careful nowadays, can you?
every picture of me is removed off the internet. When you're playing on the internet, you cannot be too careful. You can't mix up your
Yeah,
usernames. You can't. You have to use anon email addresses. And when you're dealing with trolls and things like that online, and which you guys usually do, you deal with a lot of trolling and things
yeah,
like that.
we do.
When you're dealing with legal aspects and defamation and things like that, and you're messing with characters like people that get into legal trouble and can get into legal trouble. You have to. You have to protect your identity
Yeah,
because things can come back on you, and they're not protecting their IT. Their IT is so unprotected, and people can hack. People can hack protected networks these days.
I
Networks
mean,
of
there's
companies that
nothing
think
unhackable
that they
on
have.
the internet nowadays.
No, there's not.
Everything is hackable.
I mean, look at all the companies, the big companies out there that have went through hacks here lately that think that
Governments get
they're
hacked as well.
yeah that think that they have the best IT setups. A lot of their hacks happen internally.
What do you mean
They get
internally?
hacked by someone who worked internally,
Oh, I see, I
and
see.
they are quitting, and they leave a vulnerability open. So I mean, they get a lot of hacks that way. There's a lot of internal hacking going on. They know that they're quitting. That's why when you have somebody that works for corporate America and they put in a 2 week notice, they're let go immediately. They don't leave that 2 weeks window there. A lot of people complain, oh, I put in my 2 week notice. I really wanted to work my 2 week notice. They're not going to leave that 2 week window there for you to set up the vulnerability. So I
I see.
mean, you have to be careful. So you have to be careful with
Yeah,
your information, sharing your credit cards online, anything like that. Any kind of thing that you enter, like the real world, anything like that. I mean, you have to be careful. Take a
of course.
cybersecurity course. Google sells a cybersecurity course that you can take in 3 months. Learn about cybersecurity.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
good
very,
to make people cognizant of things like that. I'll definitely
it is.
take something like that, of
It,
course.
it will teach you a lot about cybersecurity and phishing. And people click on stuff on Twitter all the time that people post. You can learn
Oh
a
yeah,
lot that way. They just click on random things and bait online. You can learn a lot that way.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's worth it to learn about IT and phishing and things like that. So, okay, that's all I have to say. Sorry.
No, yeah, thanks for that. I didn't realize that that revolt actually was no more and had those issues, and that is really interesting given the context of the similarities to the point of potentially stealing the platform. So, okay, so yeah, based on, and I'm very careful not to speak too much on technical things that I'm not as knowledgeable on as some people. So thank you for jumping in and adding that bitch evaporate, and that just reinforces what everyone that knows about this stuff and has, I guess, those that have spoken to the hackers and has said is that everyone that's in that platform needs to be very careful with their information and yeah, start preparing along those lines. Um, okay, now back to the, I guess, the original subject there, Gus. Now you were talking about the benefits that you get from the real world, so the value you get from the professors and what you've learnt. Um,
I just wanted to add. So, like I said, I like to speak on behalf of the real world because I'm giving an insight to what we as a student group see. So, what we understood from Ace himself, like I said, he's the main developer of the real world. He said that no passwords were leaked. Um, he said that only public chats, emails,
that they lied to you,
and
man. They just, I'm sorry to say, they lied to you. It's just a flat out
I
lie.
I I tried to look for my email being leaked online and I couldn't find it. I can give you guys my email so you guys can search it because I haven't been able to find my email leaked.
Whether yours specifically was, but if they're telling you guys that there are no emails, well, and I saw Andrew say this himself in the real world and in his post on here, that it wasn't a hack, nothing of substantial was leaked, no private chats were I've seen what the folders of what was leaked. It's the flat out lying to you. I can say that as fact. So
I
for
see.
anyone that so anyone's in the real world listening, if you heard Ace and Andrew and any other professors in there tell you that no emails, no passwords, no private chats were leaked, that is a lie. I'm sorry to say. And I'm saying that to you for your benefit. I'm not saying that to make
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
feel
I
bad,
get
but
that.
just, yeah. Um, so, sorry, go on with what you were saying. I just thought that was important to
My
say.
my iPhone tells me when my passwords are hacked. I don't know if yours pops up a thing that tells you, hey,
I have an
this
Android.
password was known to be hacked. But my iPhone will tell me, and I'll have to go in. I'll go in and change my password as soon as it pops up.
I see.
That's
Well,
handy.
maybe they were just trying to do some chaos control, like some damage control. Maybe people just need to change their passwords. I mean, the real world password and their email being
There's
leaked.
a
Does
there's
that
a lot
really
of
matter?
companies that there's a lot of companies that get hacked and then they downplay their hack to try to because it saves face. So they're
Yeah,
like,
true.
oh, we didn't really get hacked that bad. Every company does it that gets hacked, and they're like, oh, we didn't really get hacked that bad. It just was this, this, and this. It's usually worse than they ever make it sound.
Yeah, I mean, they can't admit how bad it is anyway, right?
Well, they kind of have to, actually. They
But
need to
by
tell
law.
you if
Legally,
yeah, yeah.
the EU has more laws on that. They usually have to tell you within it's either 24 or 48 hours. The EU laws
Mm.
are on hacking. The
Damn.
US is a little more lenient on how long that they have, but the EU has really strict laws on how long they have to tell you, and they usually have to disclose everything. The EU is very strict on notifying customers on if they when they've been hacked, how long they have to tell you, and they are supposed to disclose all the information that's been hacked. EU is really strict on that. The US, they're a little more lax on it. But there are actual federal laws, cyber laws with that they're supposed to do that.
I see.
And I can post those. Like I'll look those up and post those laws and rules for you, like in this chat.
Yeah.
I'll quote them and post them for you.
There was also another official response, let's say, from a professor. His name is Arno. He's a business campus professor. He said that actually it wasn't a hack. He tried to say that it wasn't a hack. He said it was just quote unquote script users. They use scripts to bypass like admin permissions, and then it was just weak permissions that they had to bypass. I don't know what really that means, but that's what I got from them.
Yeah, didn't Arno? I'm trying to remember. Didn't Arno do a post in the real world? I get all sorts of screenshots, but didn't Arno do a post asking everyone to post that it's not a hack and that it's no big deal?
He probably did, but I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I remember saying that. Yeah, so I think to tie up the hacking situation, if you're in the real world or being in the real world, yeah, your emails and whatnot, if they are your personal ones, may be compromised. So, and don't take Tate's or the professor's word. I'm sorry, but just don't take their word for it.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then now there's a big question I have, Gus. Just to,
Yes.
I guess you're talking about the benefits and what you're learning and the professors in there and all this.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned in your reply to me specifically the Lamborghini giveaway situation and Planet T, those ones which I've covered
Oh,
quite a bit.
yes.
Now, is your stance that they are not scams or they weren't scams, or what is your stance on those ones? That's what I'm really curious on.
So that was when I actually was thinking to myself that you actually raised some good points, but then I also believe you missed another. Now, it wasn't a true giveaway. I can tell you that it wasn't a true giveaway, but it wasn't. It also wasn't like an inside kind of giveaway, because you said that you mentioned he had a senior position, but anyone can get that position. You literally, a captain is
Yeah,
a role
yeah.
that you receive. You know how it works, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, captains kind of they help out the professors. They're not like necessarily an employee per se, are they? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So they were rewarding this guy for his work. Now, it wasn't a giveaway that they said it
Hey,
was going to be.
all right. So we need to really think about, and I would love to talk to Justin. I would love it so much. I don't think it's going to happen. We really need to think about what was promised, what was promoted. Okay,
There's no way that he
and
joins.
then yeah. Oh no, he's yeah. I'm not talking to Justin. I mean, I've left the door open, but I don't think he will accept my invitation. Um, okay, so what was offered versus what we got and how it happened. Okay, so
Yeah.
the
Okay. I mean,
written.
ultimately, it was a rigged giveaway. It was rigged, but
Okay,
I wouldn't call it a scam. That's what I'm
okay,
trying to say.
okay.
Well, I
Uh,
think it turns into a scam when they tell people 2 hours before that they've not drawn a winner yet, but Justin is already there. And it takes Justin at least like 4 hours to fly out there. So
I
Justin
see.
lives
I
in
did think
Florida.
about that. So it
Yeah.
was
So, and
probably
they tell people that
predetermined
they
by a day
haven't
or two.
drawn. Yeah, they tell Justin that they tell the viewers they haven't drawn a winner yet. They still have time to join. And Justin's already out there. Like Justin already knows that he's won. He's already out there. And they tell people that they haven't drawn a winner yet. That's where it turns into a scam. And that's where it bypasses federal law in
Federal
Romania.
law on a giveaway.
Federal sweepstakes
yes,
laws.
yes,
Yep,
mate.
there are sweepstakes laws. Oh yeah. So there's
Really?
Okay,
federal sweepstakes laws in Romania, the United States, And there's also sweepstakes laws. Even if they're registered for a business in Dubai, Dubai has the strictest sweepstakes laws.
Hey
So
guys,
they're really strict in Dubai.
can we just put the brakes on and just to explain for everyone that doesn't know what this situation is,
Okay.
what happened? Yeah. So, okay. So Andrew Tate announced that he was going to give away a Lamborghini wrapped in Donald Trump decoration. So the requirements, he said he's going to give away a Lamborghini. The requirements were to be in the real world, which is a $50 a month. So if you're not inside, that'll be a $50 sign up fee. $1,000 of his shitcoin, Daddy. Saying that feels ridiculous, and being on his email list. And he promoted this for like a good 2 weeks leading up to the giveaway. Come the giveaway, there was a man called Justin. What this video is Andrew and Tristan on the stream on the day of the giveaway. There's 2 clips I put side by side. One of them saying there's an hour until the giveaway, sign up to the real world. Now, on the day of the stream, they removed the need to buy the $1,000 worth of Daddy. So in the weeks leading up, there would have been some people spending $1,000 on the day of. They removed that, so those people got screwed over. Yeah, there's them saying there's an hour left, and then in the second clip, you can see Andrew saying, we're going to give this Lambo, we're going to choose the winner in 5 to 10 minutes. You've got 5 to 10 minutes to join the real world, which means you've got 5 to 10 minutes to give Andrew Tate $50 to join their university, to get in the running, to get selected, to win this Lamborghini.
Everyone who joins the real world, you can see live on stream. These people are winning when you are losing. They're in the right place at the right time. Anyone who joins the real world right now stands a chance of getting a Lamborghini in 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour and 3 minutes till we give away a Lambo.
However, it becomes apparent that the giveaway was staged when you realize Andrew stated the winner hadn't been selected only a few minutes prior.
Guys, you still have a chance to win the Lamborghini. I'm gonna give you all 5 more minutes to join the real world before we do the final draw. You have 5 minutes. You have 5 to 10 minutes to join the real world, have a chance to win the Trump Lambo. Play the Trump Lambo.
What then happened is this man, Justin, rolled up into the workshop with a suitcase with possibly the worst acting I've seen in my life, jumping up and down saying he's won this Lamborghini.
Are you Justin?
Yeah?
What's going on, man? Here,
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious right now?
It's Justin watching the stream, baby.
Here,
Oh my god, bro, are you fucking kidding me?
come on, follow
Hi
me.
everybody, hi real world. Andrew, I can't thank you enough. Tristan, you two, Luke, everyone, all of my professors, I cannot thank you guys enough. Getting back to the real world, I owned a gun shop, and my gun shop
Surprise!
Bro, look at that, man, I'm fucking shaking and shit.
Man, congratulations.
Congratulations, bro.
You deserve it.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get some videos and some pictures with you with the car there. Yaxo will take them. Our camera guy, he'll get them all done and we'll show them on a future show. If you could just talk to Cam, we're gonna cut the stream here, but just talk to camera a little bit about how you feel in the real world and those kind of things. We hope you enjoy your drive home, sir.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I can't even put it into words right now, man. I'm actually speechless. Guys.
Now,
Can I just mention one thing?
yeah, go on.
I would actually argue that he wasn't acting. Now, I'm not disputing that it wasn't rigged. I do think he was decided before they said they were going to decide. But like
Well,
I said,
he was acting. He was acting if it was picked beforehand. It wasn't live. It wasn't some surprise. He was acting. That was.
he said
acting.
he said that he didn't actually know why he was going out. He said he didn't think it was for that. He said someone reached out to him from the Cobra
Hey.
team, and then they asked him to fly
I'm-
out. He thought it was for business
Cool,
opportunity.
cool. I'm glad you said that because this is the point that Justin has made quite a bit as well in response that I didn't know that what they were asking me to come out for. I've just put another 2 videos up in the nest. These are videos of Justin saying that admitting that it was a scam, saying that he got the call to fly from where he was in Florida to Texas, and admitting that he was chosen to be the winner of this car.
I had been in discussions with Luke, and it had gone back and forth, and he had asked me to come out and come out to Texas and that kind of thing. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be something directed about the real world. I thought it was going to be like improving the platform, or maybe some upgrades, or something to that effect, or maybe a job. I don't know. I mean, anything at that point. I mean, it could have been anything. And I was basically waiting at a coffee shop kind of thing. And so he sends me the location.'s like, go here, go now. And I'm like, copy that. I'm on the way en route. It was literally like around the corner. And I'm like, I should have just walked. I mean, it was literally around the corner. So I show up and I'm watching the emergency meeting, and I listen to it, and I'm standing outside with all my, you saw me with all my stuff. And I was like, huh, that's all right, whatever. And I walked in, and I'm watching the stream. And as I'm looking down at the stream, I'm seeing a camera that's like pointing, and I see it look at me, and I immediately snap my head up, and I'm like, what the? Oh my God. And it hit me at that exact moment. I mean, you guys saw it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, obviously the internet is ruthless. And, I see why Andrew chose me, because he knew that I was going to be absolutely unfazed by this.
So what that means, okay, I need you to think about this, Gus. What this meant, and I'm going to clip this and send this to Justin to get this through his head. I don't know if he understands why it was a scam himself. He's confused himself. But what this means is that Andrew was promoting this giveaway of a Lamborghini for weeks. At least a day prior, they've chosen the winner, if not longer, more prior, chosen the winner, got them to fly to the workshop in Texas to pick up the car. All the while, they were still pushing kids to sign up to the real world. There's an hour to go, There's 5 minutes to go. You've got 5 to 10 minutes before we draw this car to win. What's happening? Kids are going to join the realworld.com, university.com, giving Andrew Tate $50, when that whole time, Justin was pre-selected, had been flying. Someone in the US might be able to say how long it takes to fly from Florida, Miami. I think he's in Miami. At least he's in Florida, to Texas, on board, get off the plane, get your luggage, go to this workshop. So this entire time, Andrew was scamming his fans, saying, give me $50 because you will win this. You'll have a chance to win this car, when they never had a chance to win this car. It was a scam. He was scamming his fans, spitting in their face. And it's not your fault. It's not the people the young guys who trusted him. It's not their fault, right? I don't blame you. But you guys need to really see what's happening here, because this is a repeat. This is a reoccurring theme.
Can I just say one thing?
Go on.
Well, I want to add something to that. Like you said, this is a recurring theme.
Yes.
Now, I do think the way you say it is a scam. It is rigged. But
Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem with that? That
Yeah,
he
I do.
scammed his fans in this way. Okay.
But then, in light of that, what someone like me and the other students would see, and why we still remain where we are, like you said, is a recurring theme, is that even in light of that, I still understand that the goal of the giveaway was to make people I'm quoting Andrew, to rain dance, which is to work and then they'll be rewarded for the work. So the way I see it, even though it is rigged, it is illegal. The way I see it, though, he's rewarding someone that worked hard and got into a good position, while also using this to motivate people to join in the real world, because they're not only giving him money, they're giving him money to get access to something that I believe is really good. So he's creating a fear of missing out in order to get these people to to get something that's ultimately good for them. Like I personally got my closest friends to join the real world. I got more friends that are gonna join when they get some more time. I mean, changed my life. That's why we still stay here. That's why we have this recurring theme that we still hang around him while he's doing these things. Does that make sense?
No, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Why not, bro?
Because it doesn't make it okay. Whatever positive things that you feel you got from the real world doesn't make scamming thousands of young men and kids okay. So that's why it doesn't.
Okay.
That's why it doesn't make sense. I know why. I know what you're saying, and I know. I understand that a lot of his followers feel this way, and that's why he knows he can exploit you. Because it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter how many times he scams you. He knows that he has a core group of followers that he can do anything to. He can say anything to, and you'll keep coming back for more. So it's and
That's a
when I
good
say
point.
recurring theme, look at Planet T. That was a blatant scam. Where's Planet T now? Who's getting rich from owning an AI, a part of an AI planet? No one. Never happened. Where's the real world token that he's been promising for 6 months?
Well, I don't know about the token. I don't really do any crypto. Regarding Planet T, they keep saying that it's gonna get released soon. I believe they're just
What?
waiting for more advanced
I need
AI.
a screenshot. When they've mentioned Planet T again? When? I need a screenshot of
I mean,
this.
like whenever someone asks of the Pope, for example, in the CC plus AI
Please
campus, like,
screenshot someone.
do you want me
Let's
to
catch
get
the
it?
Pope. Let's catch the Pope committing more crimes. You're a disgrace to the name Pope. Pope. My last name's
I mean,
Pope.
the way I
So.
see it, bro, is because they they will release it at some point because it is literally in the courses section. It says Planet T. It's just
When did
locked.
they say they were going to release it?
I mean, they just say it's in the works whenever someone asks a question in
Okay.
a AMA.
Yeah, I'll point out as well. One thing I did mean to make a point of as well, because our conversation is a lot about Andrew Tate's scams. Do I think Andrew Tate is a horrible, prolific scammer? Yes. Do I think it's the worst thing he's done? Absolutely not. And so I want to make that very clear as well, that I'm not trying to suggest that this is Andrew Tate's most horrible crime. So, okay, I want to bring everyone up to the nest. You'll see a thread that
Oh,
says Andrew Tate scam
yes.
alert. This is from when he.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually from when he announced the real world token when he first did.
I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on this. I was actually inside the real world during this time, doing a bit of research, you could say. But I made this thread to compare the real world token, which again, you can see this thread 4th of July. We still haven't seen the real world token. We're here in December. But yeah, so he's promising a percentage ownership of the real world of the entire school to people who have the real world token that will be airdropped to members of the real world. And I called, and I think it's looking more and more accurate that we're never going to see this happen. But if you go to the next thread, you can see.
Can I just mention one thing
Yeah. Go on.
just regarding this? So, this is, like I said, the reason that there is this recurring theme of us, um, quote unquote, being scammed and still hanging around is because of things that he says. Like, you will get this coin by getting your power level
Yeah.
up, and you get your power level up by doing what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
which ultimately is good for you. And he said he's going to release it when he's free. And I just want to ask, if he does become free and he does do what he says, he said he will do a world tour and fill up stadiums
Yeah.
to with popular celebrities. And
Yeah.
I would like to know what you think about that.
Okay. What I'll do, I'll go through this thread, and because my thoughts on this will answer will answer those questions. So, okay, so that first clip is of him talking about the real world. Then we go down to this. This next clip is from his promotion of Planet T. So he put out this video, which was I thought pretty cringe and funny, but of this AI planet.
You see, what's so interesting is that when you earn $1 here on Earth, you own a percentage of the Earth. You own a percentage of all the currency on the planet, and maybe a small percent, but you still own some. And inside of our new reality, which we are building, you will also have a chance to own a percentage of the planet. You will literally own the future. When we teach you how to use AI in Hustles University, it's not only so you can earn money here on Earth, it's also so you can build and construct a new future which you will literally own a percentage of. And it is Hustles University students, these founding members, which help us build this reality, which will cement themselves as legends into eternity. You know, I feel like Earth is conquered. I kind of feel like the future reality, which we are building, is going to be conquered. Maybe I should just, I don't know, conquer space? I need to find something to do with my time. And considering that there are no limits, to outer space, please.
Then there's Justin Waller, but I want to go to this post. This is a post event that Tate made about Planet T. This was in August 2023. This is some time ago. The beginning of the future is now. Passport distribution for Planet T has begun. I just want everyone to get a load of this hype, really see how much this is hyped, and compare this to what is hyping right now. The level of hyping is doing for the real world token, the world tour. Over the next 24 hours, the first builders will begin construction of a brand new world. Founding members will own a percentage of the future. Training in modern artificial intelligence technology, from beginner to advanced lessons, is now available to every student inside the real world. We have been preparing for this moment for months, years, waiting for advancements in AI technology to reach the point it needs to be. There are videos where, and again, this is actually not even this whole post. It was just a wall of text. This is the end of it. There are videos worth more than houses. There are images worth more than some companies, files worth more than cities, and Planet T will be worth more than some countries. You heard that right. Planet T will be worth more than some countries. This is the beginning of your opportunities to be part of it. The portal is open now, which means essentially join the real world, and then you'll have Planet T in 24 hours. This is your chance. This is a greater opportunity than an email telling you to purchase Bitcoin at $1 back in 2011. This is your world title fight opportunity. This is the day your life will change. Are you ready to become an owner? You have 24 hours to be a part of the beginning, starting now. He's again talking about owning a percentage. You can own a percentage of this AI planet and become wealthy. The next post is a video of a young lad.
Sorry. Can I?
No. I need
just say
to finish this and then give me your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Planet T, that post was 24 hours before, and he was building this up over the course of a week to 2 weeks. Planet T never happened. It doesn't exist. Never existed. The next video down, you can see a young lad who was in the real world, pumped about Planet T, looking for Planet T, finds that it's locked.
I found it. I fucking found it. I found Planet T, guys. Holy shit. Hold up. Holy shit. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 fucking second. I just found it. 1 second, chat. I just found this shit.
This was in August 2023. And guess what? Planet T is still locked. And then the next video is the Pope saying some of his affiliates, they were concerned. And I spoke to some of them too. So they were concerned about what the promises they were making with Planet T and what they were being asked to put out in videos and clips and all these things. And one of them asked, what's Planet T? And Pope screams at them, Planet T was marketing. Don't you get it? Geez, it's marketing, he says.
Next question. What is Planet T? Please explain. Jeez, it's marketing. What else is it? It is marketing. That is what it is, Jeez. Come on, get your shit together. Next question.
So it wasn't marketing, it was fraud. It was a scam. Never happened, never existed, was never going to exist. And now, if we fast forward nearly 18 months since Andrew Tate was promising a percentage ownership of a planet that will give you residual income and make all the students wealthy, was he promising a percentage ownership of the real world school for everyone that has the real world token that will make everyone wealthy? So this is what I mean when I say this is a reoccurring theme. I mean it's reoccurring over and over. He's been doing this since well before even Planet T, and he will keep doing it.
So now actually I did not know, because this was around August. I wasn't really into this back then. I didn't actually know this about the Planet T. But now that what you said, it actually makes sense to me, because the way I'm seeing it right now is Planet T is the real world. What he's saying about the AI stuff, it is there right now, because it's in the courses. We have content creation with AI. Um, they can use AI to create content like Stable Diffusion, Runway ML. This this is right there, right now in the content creation
Are you rich? Are you rich?
campus, and the
Right? Are
planet.
you wealthy right now, owning a percentage of an AI planet? Because that's what was promised.
No, but the way I'm seeing it right now is that the TRW coin, the token, is going to be the share of the Planet T, and he's gonna. Well, he says he's gonna release it soon.
Dude, I don't know what.
Do you see what I mean?
I know what he says. I know very well what he says. But yeah, man, mate. It's the real world token is what, 6 months in waiting, or 5 months now? July, yeah, 5 months
Yeah,
in
something like
waiting.
that.
Planet T is just, and again, if any professor has mentioned Planet T in the real world, someone send me a screenshot, because I don't believe they have. When I was in there, it wasn't, and all my sources that are inside the real world, many like you that joined after don't know what Planet T is even. When they say Andrew Tate's not a scammer, and I say, how's Planet T going? They say, what's that? Because they joined after, they don't know, right? And as soon as I saw him talk about the real world token, even in that first unfair advantage stream before he called it the real world, had a name for it, I was like, oh my god, this is Planet T all over again. Just this time it's a crypto project.
No, but that's the thing. That's what I'm seeing right now. Is that's not another thing, that this is to do with Planet T. The way you're gonna own the link. I mean, you're gonna own a percentage of this planet. The planet itself is the university, and the way you're gonna own it is gonna be the coin itself. This is how I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah, mate, you're reaching, man. You're reaching. The Tate's never said that.
How am I
No
reaching?
professors have ever said that. It's not the case. Planet T is dead. It was aborted. It was aborted in the womb. It never
But what
existed.
they promise is there. The content and the AI stuff is there right
I know
now.
there's AI. There's AI. The AI campus. They started the AI automation campus, which is all well and good. That's not what was promised with Planet T. It wasn't just oh, we're going to open a new campus and teach you how to do AI. For anyone that has time after watches that video and obviously reads that post from Andrew, that's not what this was. Planet T, I don't even need to say allegedly, Planet T was a scam. The Lamborghini was a scam.
Wait, but hang on. I don't understand this thing about the Planet T, because he promised two things, right? He correct if I'm wrong. He promised the AI stuff that you'd be able to learn, and he promised you'd be able to own a percentage of the real world. So one of these is already here, and another one is on the way, right? That's the way I see it.
Oh, geez, I don't know what to say, man. You're reaching. It's not. It's not what he said. It's just not what
I'm
he said.
just linking. I'm not reaching, bro.
Yeah, okay, I know. You're trying. You want it to be. You want it to be not what it is. I guess.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm
There's been a
really
few people
well.
requesting, and apologies for keeping you waiting, guys. I wanted to let Gus get his words in, but I might start gradually bringing people up here and there. So, what are your thoughts as well on, for example, the stream he did a few weeks back, where he promoted like 4 pump and dumps and scammed all his fans?
Um, like I said, I'm really not into the crypto thing. It's really not my thing. But I did watch the stream. For, to be honest, just for entertainment purposes, because he did that a lot. He burnt 100 million into this coin. I don't know what he was doing. Um, he says he does it for fun. I mean, to be honest, I really don't understand. The way I see it is, he's just playing with the markets.
Yeah, he was scamming. That's what he was doing. Um,
Why would he scam people? He has all this money. I don't even think the real world itself is profitable.
that's exactly my point.
What do you mean?
The real world isn't profitable. What's profitable is how he scams all you guys.
You think he's making an earning by getting people to join the real world?
No, he's making an earning by because the real world's died massively, man. It's he's not making anywhere near as much money from directly from memberships as he used to. It's completely died. One, I can say that from my own what I've seen from the activity in there, what we've seen from the hack, for example, the numbers that we saw and the data that we saw showed that it's really dwindled, but also from some sources that I spoke to who were inside during, for example, the time that they were in jail and they went to jail. That were some sources that were very like had some kind of leadership roles in the real world. I would say they reported to me that they were inside at the time and they saw the numbers dwindle and it never has really recovered. So I don't believe that he's making as much money as he used to from the memberships, but he's making and he's lost a lot of revenue sources. He doesn't have his slot machines, quote unquote, casinos anymore. But the way he makes his money is from scamming everyone repeatedly.
I see.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I like to believe I'm speaking on behalf of the real world students because I am just like them. We follow what Tate says. So, what would you say for someone like me? What we should do instead? Because we want to learn the skill and, I mean, quote
Look, the
unquote,
question,
break from the
yeah, okay.
matrix.
The question I would have, because that's a question I get, and it's a valid question, right? Is what's the alternative if we don't listen to Tate? If we don't go in the real world, what we should do? What should we do? So there's a few answers I have to that. One, people that are in the, and I'm not saying this is you, but generally, people that are in the real world are looking for, and they saw Tate or see Tate as a guru that can fix all their problems and answer all their questions. I would say don't look for that. It's not realistic. Anyone that says they are that and are asking you to give them money to be that, I'd say that should be alarm bells. But in your case, for example, so I would say I'd ask what are you getting from the real world? So for some might say to me like, oh, I've gotten really fit in the real world. I've hit the gym. What should I do then? I would say take the money you're giving to the real world and get a gym membership, get a personal trainer, find someone who knows more than Alex, which there is plenty. There's plenty out there. Even just research it yourself, YouTube some workouts, take the passions that because that's the thing. A lot of people might have some positive things like that. If someone has started going to the gym, lost some weight, gotten healthier, improved their diet as a result of watching Tate, awesome. Don't let if you learn that Tate has done some bad things like trafficking women, other horrible things, or scamming, don't let him take that away from you when you find that out. And I'm going to need to have a rest and a drink of water. So, Jan, do you have a question there or something that you wanted to add?
No, thanks for bringing me up. I was about like you basically cleared up my question because when you said, "Hey, the real world isn't profitable," I thought that it was recently revealed that they still have like 100K paying members, which would be like 5 mil a month. So I do think the real world is still hugely profitable, isn't it? But again, you already moved away from this point, so I don't want to bring the same point up again.
Yeah. On that, so I've seen that reported in some news articles that have mentioned the hacking and all and whatnot, and I believe that they are basing their numbers on the reported numbers that they've seen from Tate and the professors. I mean, Tate says like 200,000 plus, which is absurd. There's not a chance. So the chances of there being 100,000 plus students in the real world there's not a chance. There's no way. Based on the activity, based on the data that we've got from the hack, it's not a chance in hell. Do you have anything else to add there, Gus, or any retorts to my points or questions?
I just have one question. You said the alternative regarding the health side, but the real world itself revolves around teaching people how to make money and be free from jobs. So, what would be the alternative for someone that their core reason for being there in the first place is the skill? Because if they really just want the skill, what would be the alternative for that?
Yeah, I would say depends on the skill. It depends on the skill. For example, because I know, and I've spoken to some people that have been in the real world and they might have gravitated to one of the particular skills that is taught in the real world. Some might have found they had a real knack for content creation and social media and making clips. Some people like investing. So I would say find whatever the skill is that you felt that passion for and gravitated towards. If there's like a period that you go through where you realize that Tate wasn't the man you thought he was, take the positive that you got from it and do as much research into it. I'm probably not an expert on any of the skills in the real world, so I wouldn't tell you listen to me or go here, but I would say find someone who is proven, find someone who doesn't just say that they're a millionaire in the field, but you know that they're successful in the field. Because there's a lot of information. Man, the internet is an amazing place in ways. There's a lot of information out there, and whatever skill you want to learn, if you're really resourceful, you can find it. So it might not be a specific answer, but that's kind of what I'd say. Sorry.
I
Jan,
just
sorry.
some names that you can follow. So if you want to look into, like, for example, money making, right? Check out Naval, Naval. He's an Indian investor from Silicon Valley. He has a podcast that is all about how to get rich without getting lucky. He talks about leverage. He talks about wealth. So that's a great starting point for someone who also doesn't charge for his stuff, who's just basically flexing with his results and then sharing his learnings for free. So NAVAL here on X, you can find him, and then nav.al is his website. You can check him out there. Another person that is useful to follow is Nassim Taleb, Nassim Taleb. He's an ex-investor who turned mathematician. He talks a lot about how to invest money, in crises and stuff like that.
Wait, what's his name? Nassim what?
Yeah, Nassim. Nassim Taleb, Nassim Taleb. Yes, exactly. I think those are two great alternatives without questionable backgrounds that you can look into when you just want to make money. And if you're into health, for example, look into Jerzy Gregorek, Gerzy. Is the first name, and the second name is Gregorek. Gregorek, yeah. I hope that was correctly spelled. Anyways, this dude is like in his 60s, but you would still, even if you're in the 20s, you would still have his body. And I think that's one of the things that you should look up to, which, to be fair, Tate has too. But if you want to, for example, health or fitness tips, you want to get them from someone who's older than you and whose body you would still like to have, even though they're older.
because it's super easy to have a great body when you're
Oh,
young.
yeah.
It's hard when you're old. So look into people who are on the older side, but still super fit, super flexible, super strong, super fast, and learn from those guys. I hope this gives you a good starting point.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Hey,
put your
Gadget.
hand up, and you thought you'd be a good one to jump in here.
Thanks for hosting the space, Gadget. I hope you're keeping well. I'm going to be honest, and this has been a very positive space, a very helpful space. I just find this incredibly sad to listen to. You know, everything that I'm aware of that's in these universities is information that's freely available online. You know, if you want to follow a health guru, you just need to sit on Instagram for 5 minutes, and you're going to find some absolutely incredible people who live by it, who don't smoke cigars and drink whiskey and all of this stuff. You know, they perform well. If you want to learn about affiliate marketing, there is countless free information on YouTube. If you want to learn about all these things, we don't need kind of these individual life gurus. And the big reality with the Tates is they didn't create their wealth by doing what they're telling you to do. They created their wealth by taking money off you and by taking money off cam girls. That's how they got rich. So unless you want to become an exploiter of people, the only thing that the Tates will ever teach you is how to exploit people. Because right now, none of all their millions of dollars have been made through exploitations, whether it's for exploiting cam girls, whether it's for exploiting people in crypto scams, or whether it's selling courses that are just a load of information they've taken off the internet and they've packaged up and they're selling with all these promises. You know, Tate posted is on the Hustlers University today, this Tate rolling up in a brand new $200,000 sports car or whatever, and it reminded me of an old joke where the boss gets a new sports car, and he brings his employee into the office and says, "Do you see that beautiful sports car out there?" And he's like, yes, boss, yes, boss. He goes, "You know, you worked really hard this year. You get your head down. You work really, really hard, and I'm going to buy another one of those for myself next year." You know, that's what Tate is. Every time Tate flaunts his wealth, it's not that his students will be able to work hard and achieve that. It's just, this is what I'm doing with your money. You know, when you send me $50 a month, you don't get any value back. But if enough of you send me $50 a month, I'm just going to take your $50 and I'm just going to buy myself more stuff. So it's, you know, it's the other issue we have in modern culture is everybody wants to get rich overnight. Everybody wants to get ripped overnight. No one's willing to buckle down. Like I've worked in business for 20 years. Okay, super hard, super consistent, and I'm happy with my personal situation. Nothing came easy, and occasionally the problem with modern life, because of globalization, because of crypto, because of all these things, is that some people, 1 in 100,000, 1 in 1 million, they get rich overnight through something. And then they sell that dream to many, many other people who can't achieve it. It was maybe just through pure dumb luck or through exploitation, for example, or being in the right place at the right time. It's not achievable for everybody else. If everybody who signed up to a course could make $1 million a month, everybody would do it. You know, this stuff does not exist. It's a false reality that's been created by these guys. It's the ultimate grift. They did not make money with affiliate marketing courses. They did not make money through this, through that, through the things that, through technical trading or whatever other course they've taken from elsewhere. They made money through selling you the course. That's how they made their money. They made the money by selling a course to tens of thousands of people, making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a month. And before that, they made their money by exploiting girls on webcams and exploiting the men who followed them. So we know they have a history of exploitation. And we've got to start learning. Stop trying to accumulate everything overnight. It can be very damaging for people as well. You know, if you get everything you want overnight, you're gonna find that's a very strange situation to be in. I've seen it happen to people where they're not happy, they're not fulfilled. They got everything they wanted very, very quickly through luck or whatever it might be, and there was zero fulfillment with it. You know, because you adapt very quickly to these things. You adapt to lifestyles, and then all you want is more. I think a much healthier way to go through life is to, you know, gradually improve your life year on year, with the lessons you learn and the hard work you put in. It's a far healthier way to be. So this is just my comments. You know, you have friends here in this space. uh, Everything that's being sold in that university is available for free online. Everybody knows that. You can't do everything. You know, you can't run 20 businesses overnight. And the other thing is, the reason that most people fail in business, and this is the simplest answer I can give to anyone, the reason that most people fail is a lack of consistency and giving up too early. If you really believe in what you're doing, and your goal isn't just to try to make money as quickly as possible, if you believe that you're offering something useful, and that people will want it, then you can be successful just through consistency and just by keep going, keep going, keep going. I've started several businesses, by the way. I am talking from experience here, and I know what it takes. It can be incredibly hard work for the first couple of years, and then things get easier, and then success follows. So like, we're here, we want to support you. I do find it sad to hear people saying, well, how else can I be successful and happy if it's not through following Andrew Tate? That for me makes me incredibly sad that's the level that some people unfortunately have found themselves in, where they don't believe there is anything outside the Tate universe. They don't believe there's another route to happiness, when I think most of us think that it's the complete opposite, that there is no route to happiness through exploitation. And the best way to be happy is to live your life, to work hard, to work ethically and honestly, and that's all I can really add to it, and I hope there's something at least in there that can be helpful for you.
I appreciate that a lot.
Thanks,
Can I
Sam.
just take you up on one of the things you said? Because a lot of people tend to bring this up, that the information there is from the internet, and I do think you can find a lot of this on the internet. But what I found is that everything is, even if they are from the internet, you still get a professor they can always reach out to. He's doing live calls, answering questions, doing workshops where, for example, he builds AI agents, like my professor, for example, and he goes about saying how he would do this type of system, and if you encounter an error, how would you go about solving it. I find that extremely helpful, and all the lessons are in order, so they give you step-by-step process, everything methodically in place. So I do think that is a very overall benefit from
I
finding
get it.
information
I do
yourself
understand
online.
it. I do understand it. And here's another problem. Like, the majority of people simply don't follow through when they learn new information. So you can build AI agents, you can do marketing through all these things. But just saying how to do it, the difference is really much deeper inside that person, because everybody can go and do this stuff, but eventually markets get flooded. I mean, you think back to drop shipping and when that first started, and even before that, markets get flooded. So the people who do this early on become very successful, and everyone else is kind of struggling to catch up. Again, here's one thing that always confuses me with these gurus. These gurus are saying, I can make $5,000 a day, with AI agents, or through drop shipping or whatever. They can make $5,000 a day. So why do they spend their time teaching other people the skill when they're making so much money they don't need to? If I would be very surprised if any of these professors, without fake screenshots, could prove 100% that they're making millions of dollars a year through these activities. And if they're not, then why are they teaching it to other people? It's always a bit of a
Yeah,
it's a bit of a paradox. But again, it's not just the information that's available. You have to have the personality to say, okay, I'm going to take what I've learned in this course, I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to fail, and then I'm going to apply it again, and I'm going to fail again, and I'm going to learn why I failed, and then I'm going to fail again. This is what entrepreneurialism is. It's a series of failures and then success, because you don't give up. And there's this filter, an entrepreneur's filter, and it's not talked about enough, because a thousand people with 1,000 different personalities will attempt exactly the same thing, because they all downloaded the same course, and only one of them will be successful. And it's because of their personality, their perseverance, their ability to fail and keep trying. I honestly think the difference between a great entrepreneur and everybody else is never giving up, and also having the discipline to learn from your mistakes. What did work, what didn't work? When I speak to people and about things like marketing, for example, they're like, well, I sent this email to 50 clients and I didn't get a single reply. I'm like, okay, so what you want to do is you want to send that email to 50 clients, you want to send a different email to another 50 clients, a different email to another, if that's the way you're going to market. and then analyze that data and see if the 500 emails you sent, which one was the most effective, and what, there's so much you can do deeper on that. But this is the separation. So 100,000 people can download a course, but only 2 or 3 of them can make the millions from it, and they can, but it's not the course, it's the person. It's the person doing the action, and having the discipline to learn beyond the course, trial and error, failure after failure. That's in all honesty how you become successful, unless you're just super lucky and something just falls in your lap, which happens occasionally. And I think it can be quite misleading, especially in industries that we have these days. Crypto, I'm heavily involved in crypto, and you see people who basically bought a coin with no brain. They just happened to buy the right coin at the right time, and they became a millionaire. And then they become a guru off the fact that they just so happened to buy a token that they saw that day launch, and they bought $500 of it, and it became worth $1 million. And then they tried to sell that skill to other people, and we all know that isn't a skill. That was just dumb luck. But now they're an influencer, they can charge $1,000 a tweet and all of this nonsense to teach something that was never taught. It was just luck. So that's the problem when it does happen occasionally, where somebody does just get lucky. And I think unfortunately that's what the modern culture is. Everybody just wants to be that person that just gets lucky, but it's incredibly rare. And the way to stack the odds in your favor is actually be prepared to work for 2 to 3 to 5 years consistently, really hard. Then you can become a millionaire. Anyone in modern age can become a millionaire, but you're not going to become a millionaire statistically if you're expecting it through something very lucky, like turning $1,000 into $1 million, like in 6 months, whatever. That's very statistically unlikely. What is statistically likely is if you become very disciplined, very methodical, and very dedicated, and if you're prepared to fail, and then you can genuinely improve your odds dramatically towards being successful.
That is gold. I really appreciate that. I think you're 100% right. I'd just like to ask you one question, because you raised a very good point regarding personality. But so now, the way I see it, you have to think that a lot of people won't have this personality, right? For example, out of those 1,000 people, and the way I think of it now is that you do get these professors, even if they're not legitimate, they have ways. They have people that not work for them. They have helpers like the captains. Like, there are channels where you can post your work and get feedback. You can get direct feedback and review from the professors, which would help people that don't have the mentality of how can I make this better. You can have someone else do it for you and help you. Don't you think that is beneficial?
Again, I would say it's beneficial to a degree, in the same way that you can go to college or university, and you can get feedback, but then there's that one guy who dropped out after 2 weeks who becomes a tech billionaire, because he had the specific set of skills that were required. I'm not saying that you can't learn these skills. I'm saying that I'm not saying that this stuff isn't necessarily helpful, but it isn't the. I don't believe it's the key. I don't believe that there is a course that can make everybody a successful entrepreneur. I believe that there are tools available everywhere for free, or through these courses, through these subscription plays, that may have lots of useful tools in. And if they're useful to you, if they're helping your journey, but I think the proof is in the pudding. I think if you guys are in a group with tens of thousands of people allegedly, how many success stories are you aware of that are genuine, that are people that you knew personally when you all signed up together, and they're saying, wow, I make it all? Because we see a lot of this kind of fake marketing where someone goes, I signed up to this online course, and now I'm making 10 grand a month, and they show a screenshot and all of this stuff. But we know from experience that that kind of marketing is generally phony. So, in a question back to you, in your experience, you must have made friends in this course. You must have met people that you arrived at the same time, so you started at the same place. Are you aware of anyone who's become very successful, who kind of joined the course at the same time as you, and you've seen their journey?
Um, Not really. I mean, I have definitely not met anyone in there in person, because they have a policy that you can't share social links and things like that. They only recently just allowed personal messages, like as a power up, as an upgrade to your account. Um, so I
Well, that's very
haven't met
interesting,
anyone.
because because this big expression, your network is your net worth, is there's a lot of statistics around this. It's strange that a course that claimed to want to help you also would prevent you from taking it beyond me. I mean, some of the most useful things that you could probably get out of that kind of situation. Like when I went to real university, like I don't think I benefited so much from my degree, but I certainly benefited from the people I met, who I started businesses with, who became like lifelong friends and business partners and all of these. And it was so important to just meet like-minded people. So why would they want to prevent paying customers from making real connections that actually could lead to something real? Because that I've obviously wasn't aware of that. I don't know much about it at all. I'm learning from you about how the course works. But that is a fundamental route to success, to meet like-minded, motivated people, and to brainstorm with them, and to share ideas. Nowadays you don't even need to meet people in real life to start a business, but you at least have to have each other's contacts so that you can plan and have video calls and all of that stuff. So they literally, do they try to stop you from taking those connections outside the platform?
Yes, they did, because they were very cognizant of scams. So what they intended to do was to keep the networking within the campuses, within the platform itself.
But a university would never do that. A university would never say, when you all graduate, you definitely are not allowed to talk to each other again. Like, do not go and form businesses and become successful. When you leave this university, that's it. You're closed off. Anything you learned here stays here. Like that. Do you not find that a little bit strange that they would do that?
I definitely find that very strange. I do think there's a red flag, but
Because
in
there's
light of
scams.
that, they have
There's
changed
scams
it.
everywhere. Everyone can get scammed. Like, you can get scammed every day of the week anywhere. So for them to say, "Oh, this is about protecting you from scams," seems, get people like gaslighting. It seems a little bit of an odd thing to say. If they're all paying members, they've obviously registered and they're paying their subscriptions. It's not going to be I don't think there'd be a place that'd be fraught with scammers. Scammers tend not to pay subscriptions to join platforms. They tend to do it on free platforms like X and stuff like that.
I see. They have made, though, direct messaging available now. Maybe they just.
If you give them more money,
What do you mean?
isn't it? Oh, wait, you need to earn points. That's right, isn't it? So you need to speak. Okay, so you need to be there for a certain amount of time. 3 months, is it? Then you can start sending direct messages.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
I mean, for me, it's been helpful listening to you, because I obviously don't know what it's like on the inside, and you've said some interesting stuff, and it sounds like, other people have said, that there are some good resources there. I think the dangerous thing is what's being kind of almost promised or suggested or sold, and the way they're using membership to shill tokens that they're just going to dump and all of this stuff. We've seen repeated evidence of the Tates, scamming people, and they've not just through crypto. Like, their entire career was built on scamming vulnerable men and women. They admitted openly that they made a lot of money on the webcams by scamming the women and by scamming the men. So for me, they when they put these videos of how many sports cars they've got, trying to suggest if you join their university, you're going to obtain that wealth. That's a very scammy way even to sell a course, because they are not making their
Yeah.
money. They're not making their money through the lessons taught in the course. They're making their money by selling you that course. And I think that's the most fundamental thing that people need to sort of get their heads around. It's like the Tates are not making their money through AI bots, and through drop shipping or whatever else they're teaching you. That's not how they're making their money. That's not how they ever made their money. They are making their money through thousands of people who desperately want to get rich and ripped and get girls and all of this stuff, giving them money every month. That's how they're making their money. So you can't make money in the same way as the Tates, unless you want to become a famous, notorious exploiter of men and women. Then you can maybe make money like the Tates are. But the Tates didn't make their money in the way that they're selling you to make your money. So where's the logic in that? How can you make money by following a course the Tates are selling, when you know that the Tates didn't make their money through what they're teaching?
The reason I do is because perhaps I have fallen victim to believing what they say, but the way they argue is that they are providing you with the easiest, not easy, but the easiest method available online to make money. The
So
easiest and fastest.
why didn't they make their money like that? They didn't make their money like that. So if it's so easy, why aren't they just making their money like that?
Well, I believe they would be now. I believe they would have team now, but back then, he said he did the way that he got into that industry was because he was a professional fighter, so he had access to attractive women. So he saw that as a potential way to become rich. He said he didn't know any other methods. That's his argument.
Yeah, but I'm saying that so he got rich by trafficking women and exploiting them into the sex industry, and then he teaches you how to get rich by doing something completely different that he didn't do himself. Because he's not
Yes,
teaching you how to traffic women into the sex industry. He's teaching you how to create AI bots for marketing, I'm guessing. Um,
yes,
so that's the paradox for me. People are paying Andrew Tate vast amounts of money every month to teach them how to get rich for a method that he did not use himself to get rich.
yes, because he claims that he has professionals in those fields teaching it for him.
And then again, the question is, because once you turn on that magic money tree, the people who do affiliate marketing successfully make so much money that they would never bother to sell a course. The top
Yeah,
Amazon affiliates and all, they would never sit and grift on a platform every day like teaching students, because they'd be like, look, I make like millions of dollars a month. The top affiliates in the world make astounding amounts of money. They certainly are not the ones teaching the courses. So again, there's always this paradox with these courses where you say, well, if this guy is so good at what he does, why is he working for Andrew Tate? Because surely if he's that good, he can make millions a month. So why would he take this filtered down monthly salary from Andrew Tate when he could be making a lot of money doing what he's teaching us to do? It's again, there's a lot of paradoxes and a lot of red flags. Like, everybody knows how Andrew Tate made his money, and it was not, and how he continues to make his money, and it was not via the methods that he is teaching in these courses. And he is making vast amounts of money by convincing people that they're going to make money in a way that he's never made money before. Has no proven track record of making money in with those methodologies, and yet everyone is, and I do believe he probably is generating, you know, quite eye-watering amounts of money. We've seen how much he's made on the crypto projects, millions of dollars. That's on a blockchain. Like, he just literally is taking that money out, and I think, to be honest, he's also using that money for his huge circle of influence. He has a lot of influencers on X who are clearly on his payroll. We've been seeing evidence of it for many years, collusion with these posts. So he's using that money to generate more support for himself, so more social credibility, and therefore more money, because more people are going to sign up. And even if his courses are dwindling, I still think he's probably got the volume to be making serious money from them every month, selling people lessons on how to make money in a way that he doesn't himself know how to make money.
I mean, a while back, I believe a couple months ago, he made this big thing, especially for the uni students like us, that he was gonna burn this 100 million dollars in tokens. I believe Gadget would be able to speak about this. When he does things like that, and I believe it's true because apparently that 100 million is on the blockchain. So when he does things like that, it makes us think that actually he isn't doing this for money. I mean, he's just toasted 100 million dollars.
Well, the interesting thing about crypto is, to be honest, I don't know if he did that or not, but often, liquidity comes into play, and when Andrew Tate's maybe taken $2 or $3 million away from these tokens, you know, there's probably not enough in the liquidity to actually justify any other tokens he holds if he holds a vast amount of the supply. So he can just burn them because it makes no difference. But from a PR point of view, it can be very powerful. So he's done his trading on the back end, taken millions of dollars out while everyone's FOMOing in. And then he has this treasury full of tokens that are basically worthless because the liquidity is gone. I'm not going to get into the complexities of crypto liquidity ratios today, but that's often, it's often just a publicity stunt where that value isn't really there. If he tried to sell those tokens, it's not there. So from a PR point of view, he actually gets better value by saying,
I
well, I'm
see.
going to burn them. But I won't sort of take up more time now. It's been nice to talk to you. I hope you
Thank you very
get
much.
some answers. I'll drop down now. Gadgets, thanks so much for letting me get up. I appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks, Sam. Good on you. And thanks for everyone patiently waiting. I wanted to let that go. There was some good value from Sam and good questions from Gus. So, yeah,
Yeah.
few people waiting to chat. So, Shy, you've had your hand up for a bit. Do you have any questions or anything to add?
Hello, Gadget. Yes, please. Hello, Gus. Don't run away. Whatever you do, Gus, please say. And by all means, please. Look, I didn't mean to say this. I am honestly, seriously intelligent. But the best thing I can say at this point is please listen to everything Sam said. Because
Yeah,
he's
that was
told
really
me everything
valuable.
I was going to tell you, but I would say that. But look, the separate thing I would say to you is this, sweetheart, with giant, enormous hugs, it's this. By the way, if you're going to use a phoenix picture as your the thingy, you better behave like a phoenix, mate. It's this. It's this, sweetheart. You are the one with the talent and you are the one with the money, and you are probably sitting in a room full of lots of other people who separately have got the talent and the money. What that particular fake guru does is tell you that you can have all of that in one space if you give it all to him, and then you do, and then he doesn't give it back. That's a trick. The trick is to make you think you can be him, but the thing is you probably aren't anything like him, and probably could never turn into anything like him. And this idea that you can get minted and buff and girl laden and all the rest of it, only if you turn into a giant twat. And I'm sorry, but I've been listening to you for a while now, and I can't hear an awful lot of twat. I can hear
I see.
a regular bloke just trying to find a way to the
Yeah.
right spot. And if your hero turns into a turd right in front of you, then please know this: it wasn't anything to do with you. Your talent, you're good. You had the money. He is just a trickster who managed to get it off you and empower himself and make you think that you could do the same for yourself. You can't, mate. The lie is that you can never be him. He says, "Oh, you can be just like me, or you'll be gay, and you'll be this and you're that, mate." I've never come across a more gay a fucking bloke. He needs to get a grip, but he spends most of his time telling you you can be him, when the fact of the matter is that most of you could be nothing like him. You sound all right to me. So that's the end of all I wanted to say. Thank you, and thanks for listening.
Thank you very
And
much.
bye bye, fella. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Always a pleasure, Shy. And yeah, just to reiterate, and some of that, there'll likely be some Tate supporters listening who will think this is crazy to say because you will never, the top G will never let you down. But if you do, if there is a time where you realize he wasn't what you thought and he may have done some horrible things, don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. And any positive changes you made, that was within you and you did that. So it's really important because I've spoken to a lot of young guys who've been through that process and were not in a good way and they were feeling, they were blaming themselves. So if and when that happens to any of you, don't blame yourself. And yeah, you can still move forward and any positive, if you were getting a six pack or starting to make some money, there's nothing to stop you continuing that trajectory and that progress. Winston, how you going there, Winston? What's going on?
No worries, Gadget, man. Like, as I said, I commented on your post quite a few times. And one thing about the young man that he has to understand is that even though you're using different words, it means the same thing. And I'm talking in regards to the Lambo thing. When you call it, you called it a scam and he called it something else. Did he call it a grift or something? I can't remember what he called it.
Rigged.
Yeah, he called it rigged. Yeah, just because he called it rigged, mate, doesn't mean that he's wrong. You're saying the same thing, but with two different words. So him calling it rigged and you calling it a scam is the exact same thing. So, bro, you can't do that. You can't say, "Oh, Gadget, you're calling it a scam, but I'm calling it rigged." You're saying the same thing, but you can't do that twice. Secondly, you're right about the real world, which is he didn't make money that way. So why are you saying that you need him as a university? There's quite a lot of different people. Grant Cardone, you got Matthew Lepre, you got Jordan Welsh. There's quite a lot of different people that you can learn your stuff from. And as a young man, you need to understand that this guy is not a good person. You know, the way he was laughing at his customers when he was like, I got them to take out loans, I got them to sell their houses, and it all came to me. Do you not understand how disgusting that sounds? Like you're exploiting women, you're
I
exploiting
see.
men, and you're laughing at both of them. So it's not a good thing, man.
Just regarding the giveaway, I didn't mean to be contradictory for no reason. The reason I was saying I wasn't just using the word scam is because of the connotations behind the word. Because after I tried to argue that I actually saw it as him doing a good thing in the end by getting the people into the university, because I believe the university is good. So
No, but I'm not saying that.
the giveaway itself was
But do you understand what I mean when I say it's the equivalent of you? So my name is Winston Smith, but it's the equivalent of saying my name is Winston, but someone call me Mr. Smith. Is that my real name? But I'm like, yeah, but they're both the correct way of calling me. So one person can call me Winston, so you can call me Winston, and Gadget can call me Mr. Smith. And even though you're both calling me two separate things, they're both the correct term. So you calling it rigged and him calling it a scam is the exact same thing. I need you to really understand that. So when you come on the internet, you start trying to like make an argument, calling it rigged. You know, the guy got called the day before, he got a plane. And do you honestly think someone got asked to go to the Lamborghini showroom and he didn't realize that he was going to get a Lamborghini? I mean, you're a young man, you sound very intelligent, and I heard the way you spoke. I really like you because you sound like you got a head on you. How can you not know that that was the purpose of you going to a Lamborghini showroom? Do you want to just explain yourself? So,
yes.
do you want to just explain to me how you can believe the guy went to the Lamborghini showroom and him not to receive the Lamborghini, and he knows that that was the day that they were going to give away the Lamborghini? Can you just explain to myself? Explain it to me. Like I'm going to listen to you 100%. Let you talk. Explain to me your
Yeah.
level of thinking there.
Okay, so when
Sorry,
I saw
just while
Gadget
Guys
bring
is talking, can you mute your mic there, Winston? Just a bit of background
Oh, no
noise.
worries. No worries.
But good stuff, though. Good question.
Okay, so when I saw Gadget bringing this up as an argument, because I saw this on my For You page, I was like, damn, that was a scam. And then I was interested. So I saw him bringing up the facts about the guy that got the Lambo. And then I actually wanted to see his side of the story. Then I looked into what he had to say about that because he was getting a lot of backlash. So I wanted to see his response. And then he said that someone from Tate's team reached out to him because he had a good power position that he earned it. So he explained that he thought it was something to do with a business opportunity to like fly out and meet them, to I don't know, to perhaps be part of the team. That's what he said, and I thought it was fairly reasonable. He could just fly out to for a business opportunity without actually knowing that it was actually a surprise giveaway that and he was going to win it. That's the way I saw it, if that makes sense.
So it's kind of giving like the benefit of the doubt too much. Like, do you understand that if it was like the week
Yeah.
after when they done it, I could understand that, but on the day, come on, man. Like, it's actually quite disgusting with the giveaway because he said, "Oh, I'm gonna give people, you got to spend $1,000 on Daddy, like hold Daddy for $1,000." And you know, we're all adults here. When you hear the word giveaway, you understand that sometimes they might ask you for something. I've never heard anyone ask for £1,000 to get into a giveaway, and then someone else get it. So you already know that he wasn't given
Yeah.
that beforehand. He was given that as you know, that had to be done before. It couldn't have been done on the day because you got to get flights, you got to get travel, you got to get this, you got to get that. He was telling people, yeah, if you do this, if you come onto the giveaway up until the last moment, because that's how giveaways are usually done. And then what they usually do is they then say, right, you got a giveaway. It's going to be, we're going to choose the winner now, and they just do like a prize draw. You can get, there's like loads of free applications where you can get a prize draw, and they do it. So it doesn't seem above board. Do you understand? Like, but what I'm trying to say to you is, man, you're a
Yeah.
smart guy. Don't let people use you. Don't think, oh, Gadget called it a scam, but I'm going to call it rigged. It's this. You're saying it's the exact same thing, but you're just using two different words. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, I totally understand.
So And one thing, man, like if I was you, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I am 19.
You're 19. You're a very young man. Don't let the internet fool you. I'm going to be turning 40 next year. I still remember what it's like 19. I've got a 19-year-old brother. He was an Andrew Tate fan, yeah? Like, I still remember what it's like. You get a lot of pressure. You get a lot of the social media hype where you're like, my God, everyone's doing so much better than me. You're all right. You don't have to become a millionaire by the time you're 21. Do you understand? You don't have to, you know, was your dad a millionaire? Was your granddad a millionaire?
No.
Do you know anyone that is a millionaire? It's a very hard thing to do. Don't let these people think, because there's a lot of stunting. There's a lot of fronting on social media. Like, if I'm taking up too much time, just let me know, Gadget. But I just wanted to give you a few pointers. So
You're right, mate.
right now, I don't know if you seen, but online they're now starting to charge people for online returns. Do you know what that is?
No.
So what happens with a lot of people? They buy clothes, right? They take one shot with the clothes and then they send the clothes back. So for the Instagram, so let's say you spend £500 on clothes, you take one shot of it on Instagram and then you send it back. And now those shops are now going broke. So what my point is, there's a lot of people that are going to front and stunt on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatnot. Don't let it confuse you. When I grew up, when Gadget grew up, there's some people that have done well. I've done well for myself. I'm now in a thing called cloud computing. I make six figures. You know, it took me to the age of 35 to start making six figures. Don't feel pressure for yourself, and don't let these guys do you. They do some really horrible. When they talk about the real world and like, oh, all these teenagers are making seven figures. That's a way to psych up you because it makes you feel really bad when you're adult and someone says, "This he's your age. He's 19. He's making 500,000." And you know, I'm 40 and I'm making 100,000. It's a way to guilt you, as a way to get you in there. You're a very intelligent young man. I like the way how you spoke. You were very, very polite. You got a good head on you, and you can do well. If you want, my profile is on there. Send me a follow and give me send me a DM if you need any help. I'll be more than happy. I'm an older brother to 3 brothers and 1 sister. I run my own business. If you need any help, feel free, and I'll be more than happy to help you with anything. Okay. But one thing I want to say.
Thank you so much.
One thing I want to say is that you've been very respectful. I like the way how you spoke to Gadget. You took on these points. You listened to everything he said. So you're credit to yourself. And I understand that when these guys talk, sometimes it's very attractive and it's very, very seductive. But don't let these.
Yeah, spot on.
You're a very, very good young man. So I just want to say credit to yourself. I let someone else get on the call, but I also want to say, Gadget, thank you. You've been a great help. You need to bring this scumbag down after, especially what you said on Fresh and Fit. Don't listen to them when they start lying and they start saying, "Oh, well, it was just my girlfriend," or "the girls went out for pizza." It's a criminal investigation. He's got links with the mafia. He's been a drug dealer. That's from his own mouth. It's not something someone else said. It's he said that he got a cut from his finger. I'm quite sure you saw it. He said, "Oh, one time I was doing a drug deal and the drug dealer came for me and he got a knife and he took a knife and it cut his finger." Did you see that? You know, he's involved with the mafia. He took girls. He took their money. He's in a lot of trouble as well. So he's going to go to prison because with Dicot, I'm just going a little wrong. I'm going to be 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, just please. I just want to speak to this young man because I'm really, really passionate because I still.
Go on, mate. You're right.
Pardon?
I'll say, go on. You're right.
Yeah. So I just want to say, he's dealing with Dicot. So it's like he said, he goes, oh, when they were talking about his girlfriend Vivian, he was like laughing, like, oh, they were trying to say she's underage, but I got her passport, so I'm going to go to the court with her passport. Dicot don't play. This is not the police, man. This is the specialist unit. This is like dealing with Interpol level people. So what Dicot did, they went direct to the Slovakian government and they said, right, what is the age of this woman? They got all the documents. They don't need her passport because now Dicot went direct to the government and you can't go to the government and say, oh, well, her government's lying. No, that's because all the stuff they're doing, they're trying to get a concrete case. They got like a 99, Gadget, correct me if I'm wrong, they got a 99% conviction rate. He's going to prison. The only thing he might have a hope of is if he gets life in Romania, is they'll drop the American case and the UK case against him. But he's very seductive. I understand it. I'm very, very, you're a young man. I admire you. Send me a follow. I'll be more than happy to. If you need any help, I'll be your big brother for you, man. But congratulations.
Thank you so much, man.
Congratulations. You're a great guy. Keep it up. I'll let someone else speak now, but I just want to say thank you guys for everything, okay?
Hey, Gadget.
Thanks, Winston. Good on you. Was that I heard someone speak. Was that you, Mr. Jones? You're up next.
Hey, it's me, Gadget.
Hello, hello, Gadget. Good morning. I'm an ex-U.S. citizen living in Mexico, and I've been listening to your show for a while and watching everything. And I'm listening to this young man, and I kind of know how it feels. I know how it feels to live abroad, so I kind of put myself in not exactly in the same shoes, but I know how these guys think. You know, they're in Romania, they're in a different country. They're running this whole business the same way that I'm here in Mexico trying to do my own little business. I've been here for over 20 years. These guys have been here for 10 years. So I put myself in their shoes, but in the way that I'm saying, like, what I want to tell a young man is that these guys they're pushing it to the limit. They're already in a bunch of trouble. Everybody knows that. It's the ship is sinking. It's the end of the road already. So you have to understand, young man, that it's the end of the road. And so these guys got to scrape together all the money that they can. They got to scam everybody that they can because they got a lot of mouths to feed. They have a lot of family. They got family in the States. I don't know if they're financing people over there or they're paying this, they're paying that. It's the end of the road, so they got to do whatever. They're inventing all kinds of shit to try to scrape up as much as they can because it's the end of the road. Yeah, and when it's over, man. That's it. And they're just going to leave everybody high and dry. So you gotta take that. You gotta remember that the ship is sinking. It's over. And the reason I understand that because I'm an expat living abroad, and I've had to do all kinds of wacky shit here to survive. And those guys are cutthroat, man. I've had to do that kind of stuff. Maybe not exactly that what they do. I've had to do all kinds of shady shit just to stay abroad. They're alone. They're alone. They think they got friends in Romania. Nobody really gives a shit about them. They're by themselves, man. The ship is sinking. So that's all.
That.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really comprehend the amount of legal fees they are having to pay right now. It would be astronomical between, of course, in Romania, they're being sued civilly in the UK. Andrew is for rape and other assaults. They're being they've obviously got in legal trouble in the UK for tax evasion. They're going to be facing charges for human trafficking and rape. I'm not exactly, we don't know exactly which one fits in with which brother. And of course, their ridiculous lawsuits in the US, which Lord knows how much they're paying Doofus McBride over there. But they need money. And not only are they paying through the roof for legal fees right now, but they obviously have a very expensive lifestyle. They don't live like a lot of us. So funding those two things, I think people underestimate between their lifestyle and their legal fees and the income that they've lost, that they've had to find other avenues for. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, we've got Thoughts. Great, always a pleasure. And Mad About Sheep, you can jump in next. So Thoughts, how you going?
Hi, I know I'm coming in late, so I don't know what you've already gone over, but who's the person we're addressing? Is it Gus?
Yes, it's me.
Hi. Okay, so just so you know, like, I know from the Tate side, we're a bunch of haters and stuff like that, right? So, but listen, we actually do care about the people who follow Andrew Tate, especially if they're good people, they're respectful, they just want a better way of life and to build a solid foundation financially, you know, have good relationships. Like all the people who are so-called Team Matrix, okay, look at Sam, he's a businessman, okay? So he has a perspective, right? Like the builder, Frank, he has a solid financial background. Gadget's good at, you know, like fundraising and marketing and all that. Like we come from all kinds of different backgrounds. I come from a survivor background, okay? And we can all kind of give you advice. And the one thing that we do have to offer you is you don't have to pay us $50 to be friends with us. You don't have to pay us $50 to inbox or DM or comment on any of us to be like, is this true? Because we have watched literally every single thing that Andrew Tate has put out, because we are required to answer in context, whereas Andrew can just kind of clip whatever he wants, and his followers that like him just believe whatever he says, right? So don't feel like we're not trying to attack followers in that way. We're trying to show you that even if you agree with the things Andrew Tate says and does, that he should not be the representative of those things in your life, because there are better role models out there, even if you need more than one person to get your inspiration from, right? So just, keep that positive mindset, buddy. Okay. Like, we're not here. Like, if you're rude in our comments and stuff, sure, we'll play the game with you because it's fun. But otherwise, taking it seriously, we don't want anyone to be led down the wrong path, especially financially, where you could get into criminal trouble. That's all, right? So good up, everybody. And the men's voices in here are really important, because it's mostly men that are following Andrew Tate. So thanks, Gadget.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Thoughts. Shy, you kind of put your hand up again mid-conversation. Did you have something to add just to that line of conversation?
Just this really, and that's that. I can promise you, because I know I'm hello, I'm going to say this out loud, but if you giggle, Gus, I swear to God, I'm going to get you in your eye. I'm going to get you right in your kidney. I'm 63 years old, and I've been around a little bit. I'm not like a hoe or anything. I've just been around a lot, and I'm one of those. According to Early Doors predictive text, I'm a intermashable, best-smelling awful, and my job is to help people become, well, the easiest way to tell you is I help people become ungroomed from bad relationships. If you've gotten yourself into a bad romance, and lots of the people that we help suddenly find themselves having been looking up to someone who just knocked the fucking wind out of them when they fell down, and fell down spectacularly. And look, they've hinted at it, because this room's kind of brilliant, but the people that are falling down are no reflection of you. The dreams that you want, they're the reflection of you. You trying to live and be your dreams is the true reflection of you. And there is absolutely no shame in saying, do you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to go over there. It's all right to do that. You're a phoenix. You've got a phoenix logo. Don't you dare let me down. And by the way, I think you rock. I think you stand a very good chance of rocking at whatever you do. You sound like you would. And so I'd just rather wish that you had as much faith in you as you had in that. Have that faith in you, and you watch you fly, mate. Anyway, that's all. Honest, I promise I wouldn't preach. I'll go away now. But you rock. Bye, Gus.
I really appreciate that. Like, to everyone as well. I frankly did not know this actually existed out there. I really appreciate everyone's wisdom and putting in.
Thanks, Shy, and good on you, Gus. Mad About Sheep, how you going? Good to see you up here.
Hi, Gadget. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you
Oh, sorry.
loud and clear.
All right, perfect. So I just want to say something to Gus. It's very basic. I think when it was 2 days just before his launch or his giveaway of the Lambo, Andrew Tate said, when people see a successful new entrepreneur racing around American streets in a brand new Lambo STO, they'll immediately know who to vote for. So basically, 2 days prior to that, he was already saying it was an American that was going to win the car. And that is how deceitful this man is. I mean, right up until the giveaway, he was making out as if he didn't know who he was giving it to. But 2 days prior to that, he was making a point of saying it was an American. And you need to look out for these little, I don't know what you call it, but he gives himself away as a fake person.
Self-snitching, right?
Self-snitching, that's the word I'm looking for. Exactly right.
Actually, it's very good you bring that up, because I did see these signs. But when you're so invested in in the university and Tate, you tend to give the benefit of the doubt a lot, and um, you tend to trust more than you should. Like I did see. I was thinking to myself, that is a bit weird that he is giving it to the American people, but he's saying to everyone that you can join. And I actually did think during the giveaway that it's weird that the guy's already there and people saying, and he's saying you can still join. But when when you try to trust him so much, it's just these little things that pop in your head, and you quickly just brush them away because you try to justify it with a good reason. Like at the end of the day, I was thinking that at the end of the day, Andrew Tate is just gonna promote his university, and I believe the university is good. So I try to justify it as if he's actually doing a good thing, and then I get blinded by the red flags.
Now
I
imagine
think
you're in
everybody,
love with him, right? Now imagine you're in love with this person. How to break away from that investment? How to break that bond? It's harder, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people look up to him as if he's a father, right? As a father figure. A lot of men, they feel like they need that in their life. This strong father figure that uh, guides them in their life.
I think the biggest problem with him is that he constantly lies about everything. Every single thing that comes out of his mouth, whether it be his achievements, how many cars he owns, um, it's a constant bullshit that comes out of his mouth. And you can take away whatever you want from him and say, okay, I'm happy with his lessons and whatnot. That's fine. But the fact that he is scamming everybody on the fly with everything, you've just got to be so aware of it. And even with his cryptocurrency and whatnot, he doesn't care. He honestly doesn't care who he scams, how he scams, as long as he's lining his pocket. That's the problem.
Yeah, I
And that's
appreciate
what
that.
I wanted to point out.
Thank you, Matt, about sheep. Good to have you up here, and yeah, really good points, and also really how would I put it? Really good insights, Gus, as well. That's why I want to invite these conversations, so that we may not change each other's minds if a supporter of Tate comes up here and we chat, but at least we can give some insight into where we're coming from, and others can get an insight into where you guys are coming from, and because I speak to you guys a lot. I mean, yeah, I might have some less happy ones in my comments that I go back and forth with for a bit of fun, like Thoughts mentioned, but also I have some good chats with you guys as well. And it's good for, I think, some people listening to see what I see a lot, that you guys aren't all bad guys. You guys aren't even all dumb. Which some people might think it's you're clearly not. And yeah, I think this is important as well. There's a lot of you, there's a lot of Gus's, so it's important for people to understand. A lot of us to understand this, so we can. I think I'm pretty confident Tate's going to jail, so a lot of us are going to have to be there to help you, us men especially. You're going to have to be there to help you guys out. All right, the builder had some tech issues. I think I'm sure he was trying to speak before and had to jump down and get back up. So can you unmute there, Frank? Are you able to speak there now?
Sorry, you're speaking to me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh yes, I just want to echo the words of Sam, who spoke earlier on, perhaps in not so eloquent words. Now, the bitter truth about life is that you're going to go through a long line of shit jobs before you start making those big bucks, and that's what these young people have to accept first of all, because there is largely no other path to the type of success that you aspire to in whatever level you want to achieve it. Now, my own father was a millionaire. Throughout my life, I never saw that guy work for another man in his life. And do you know what? I learned a lot. The last thing my father would ever do is show off how much money he has. In fact, the reverse. That man pleaded poverty all of his life. However, he was a millionaire. So that's how I can see how fake and phony and scammy these Tate people are. They're lying to you. I hate to tell you. The other thing is that, well, from my experience, Sam's quite right. It's all about personality. And I'm afraid to say that it may not just be in you. And that's not a bad thing. No, there's more to life than money. And if you do aspire to make money, the most enjoyable way to make money is to find something that you would actually do for free. There are cleaners who are millionaires because that's what they enjoy, and they put everything into it. And if you enjoy what you do, that breeds that consistency that Sam was talking about, because you wake up and it's what you want to do. Now, although I've not yet reached the lofty levels of my own father, I do something that I would actually do for free. It just so happens that this thing I do is quite well rewarded. So I'm okay. I'm not stressing. I am not being bombarded by these YouTube adverts. But also, don't beat yourself up too much, because although you're young, I've got friends who are 45. They come to me every single day with their most ridiculous ideas, business plans, and it's all from YouTube adverts. They listen to all these fake gurus who have zero credentials. They don't know who they are. They're randos from the internet, and for some reason, they believe what they're saying. There's not a shortage of information out there in the world. So clearly, information is not what you're actually seeking. I don't know, you're seeking brotherhood, companionship, leadership. Maybe what I'm observing from my newfound friendship with these dogs is that a lot of people and animals simply crave a leader. All right, and and if that should be the case for yourself, the Tate person, I would recommend that you find some other outlet to find that sort of leadership. Church, some type of gym, a real gym. Some type of other type of, a chess club, just find a community, because these people online, they don't have your best interest at heart. They don't know you. They don't care about you. They want to milk you for everything you're worth. Thank you.
I see. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Frank. Good stuff. Winston, got your hand back up. What's going on?
Sorry, man. Yeah, so I just want to just jump on what everyone else was saying. So one thing you have to understand as well, that I was saying to the young man, is that it's like he said, the problem is I think it was the builder that was just on. We said that, oh, his dad, everyone goes through all these bad jobs. I've gone through those bad jobs. You have to work your way up, 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 up. As I said, the internet glamorizes how work is. It's kind of like, I don't know if you saw what happened with Twitter, and they do these TikToks where they're like a day in the life of what I do for work. And it's basically like a spa day, the way how they like do it. They're like, oh, I'll go for my coffee, and then I have a couple of meetings, then I go for lunch and XYZ. So when Elon got Twitter, he sacked 80% of all the staff and streamlined it down, because they're just wasting money. You're going to find out when you go through life as a 19-year-old, work isn't glamorous. I've worked as a dustbin man, I've worked as a street sweeper. I also now work as a cloud engineer, and I run my own company, but I've had to go through the long way to do it. And you don't really hit your stride work-wise until your mid-30s, 40s, 50s. That's what you got to do. Also, he's the king of self-snitching. It is the most. I guarantee Gadget must laugh sometime. I'll never forget this when I saw when he lied about the data getting leaked, and Gadget actually liked my comment. I said, and when the comment that Gadget goes, when the people inside the real world goes, stop giving Gadget ammo. I know Gadget remembers that one. He must have been laughing
Oh, of course I do.
ass off. You were I know you must. I can imagine you saw that message and you were laughing your ass off. It's like, look, man, this guy's calling you out as a scammer. This whole thing's being messed up, and now you guys are doing it. And this is what the guy's talking about. So even the guys in the real world, if you want to get into and I was gonna say as well, when he shows off all the cars and all the money, like the guy said, his dad was a millionaire, but he had to build that money up. When you build your money up ethically, you value that money. And like I thought it was funny at first, and then when he said that stuff about the guys that he got to take out loans, as a man, you never do that. You never try to scam another man like that, where he's taking that money. You know, if a man came to me and said, "I'm taking a loan out," or "I'm sold my house, I sold my car, I sold all these," he literally said he's laughing at these guys becoming homeless to give him money. And one thing I say to you guys as well, next to having sex with a man, sexting another man posing as a woman and like send him sex message is like the gayest thing you can do, because
Yeah, that was crazy.
you're being a prostitute to get money from a man. Like, don't you have any dignity or pride? Like, you talk about you're a big kickboxing fighter, you're a big kickboxer, you done all these things. But yeah, man, like I just want to say the guy's self-snitched. He's gonna be going to jail for life. I can't see him not going to jail for life because Dicot's got him. And even if he gets out after 20, 25 years, the UK he's get extradited to the UK and he's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. Him and his brother, and it couldn't happen to two better people. They're both scumbags.
I hear you.
Good on you, Winston. Thanks, mate. But there's a couple of points I just wanted to go back to, way back to earlier in the conversation that Gus mentioned that I said I was going to get back to, and then we just got sidetracked in the conversation and didn't end up happening. But one was, and a big one for especially any Tate fans listening, if you've lasted this long, if you're listening to the recording, is the world tour. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I said I was going to get back to that and cover that. So Tate has, and this has been since July when he launched Daddy, and he announced the upcoming the real world token that was going to give all his students a percentage ownership of the real world. He said that I'm going to be free soon in the next 3 to 4 months, which he said in July, mind you. And I'm going to travel the world, do a stadium tour to promote these coins. So I've said this and again, these are things I don't even need to say allegedly. This is fraud that is saying that the fact that he's making this promise and attaching it to these promises of financial returns. The world tour is impossible. So let's just say, for example, hypothetically, which I think is unlikely, let's just say Romania drops the case in Romania tomorrow. They said, let's just say they said, oh, everything that Andrew said about this case is true. All the evidence is fake. And the judge looked at the evidence and threw it out, case dismissed. And anyone listening that can look this up, in March, dating to, because they started their cam business in 2012 off the top of my head. So dating to back during that time. What this means is that if the case in Romania was dismissed, what would immediately happen? That both Andrew and Tristan would be arrested, thrown in a plane, transported to the UK to face trial in the UK and not be able to travel there. So that is why I say the world tour is a fraudulent promise that they could get in a lot of trouble for alone based on the amount of money they're bringing in based on that promise. And it just cannot happen. So anyone who is making any decision based on the idea that Andrew and Tristan may be able to do a world tour to promote any projects that they're promising, do know that that is impossible. And
yeah, basically Leonard Skinner's going to tour before Andrew Tate does.
yes. The original Leonard Skinner, mind you, that's more likely. So yeah. So that is, and this promise is attached to the real world token. So he's promised that he's going to do this world tour to promote Daddy and to launch this coin. That is going to, and then that's what I was trying to think of what the other point was. And this brings me to other things that are attached to these projects as well. You mentioned power level. So for those that you know what this is, Gus. But for those that don't know,
Yeah.
The power level is like maybe a point system, you could say, in the real world that is related to the amount of times that you log into the real world and the activity and the amount of interaction that you do in the real world. And what Tate is promising is the higher the power level will be attached to a high airdrop of this real world token that will make, to quote him word for word, make his students monumentally wealthy. So that's another thing for you guys that are in the real world and in Tate's orbits to think of, is what things is he putting out there that are designed, even if you think it's things that he's going to do, but think about what things is he promising that is designed to keep me in the real world, even whether not just even to give him $50 with a month, which is part of it, but to keep him in his orbit and to keep you hearing what he wants you to hear. There's power levels, there's promises of the real world token, there's promises of a world tour. So for you guys that again, if you're in the real world, you're not inclined to listen to us, or especially the mainstream media, which again, the mainstream media is far from perfect and far from whatever, but I know that you're specifically told not to listen to the mainstream media. So if you're hearing all these things, I can see how, without any other alternate information, for example, about the extradition to the UK, I can see how that could be really appealing and exciting even. But think about it.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. So that's just something, and again, and this is not even, I'm talking to everyone, so not just you, Gus, but of course to you, but also to anyone listening. Maybe this might not change your mind right now, but these are just some things to think about, and me kind of giving this context that you might not have known of, it might become more obvious when you see these things start happening. And like, oh, geez, he's telling me to get my power level up like a lot, because he is a lot. And he's promising a lot connected to the real, to the power level in the real world. So yeah, that's just a few things I wanted to bring up. Mad About Sheep, yeah, put your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect. That's just out of curiosity. I wanted to ask you. He was going to do a second Lambo giveaway in the real world of the same evening.
Yes.
Did he ever give away a second Lambo?
Most certainly not. Have you heard anything about that, Gus, in the recent months? Have you heard?
The only thing I've heard about him saying about another giveaway is that he mentioned a couple of times that he did it once, he will do it again, and he'll give a. I mean, he did actually mention another Lamborghini and another Ferrari. He said he'll do it soon. He will do it whenever he wants. Things like that. He hasn't been specific though.
Okay, so he didn't actually give away a second Lambo that evening.
No.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that is a good point, and that was a retort I got a lot in the comments of my YouTube video. Which, geez, I should put that up in the nest as well while we're talking about it. I got it in my pinned post, but I'll put it up in the nest. Which, by the way, thank you, Justin, for being. I'll put this a lot down to Justin for being such an awesome character. That is my most viewed by far commentary YouTube video with 94,000 views right now. So I'm hoping to get that up to 100. If you haven't watched that video and you want to get some more context, give that a watch. But yeah, that was a big retort. So I
That's
got a
so
lot.
funny. You should send Justin a watch with a picture from Pulp Fiction with the Chris Walken thing, and just say, "From me to you, buddy."
Oh yeah. Yeah, and again, the offer, and again, I will be civil with Justin, and with anyone that wants to chat. The offer is on the table. I'd love to chat to you. And if it is so obvious and so laughable that my suggestion that this Lamborghini giveaway is a scam, as Justin suggests, it should be well in his benefit for him to come talk to me, because again, my video that is that's showing that he is part of this scam has nearly 100,000 views on YouTube now. So I believe it's in his benefits, if it's so ridiculous, the suggestion that it's a scam, for him to come chat with me. So again, not holding my breath, but I've messaged him this, and he knows this, that the offer's on the table, and the offer's continuing to be on the table to talk. Where were we? So, oh yeah. So that was a common response that I got in the comments of that video was oh, well, he gave that away to Justin because he's such a good student, but he's going to give away another Lamborghini. So that was kind of a way of dismissing the fact that that giveaway was a scam. Was like, oh, he rewarded Justin, even though he said that 5 minutes before the giveaway that we could win it. But that's okay because he's giving away another car. So this is all, it's just never ending. All right, does anyone, I'm pretty much ready. It's getting late here down under, so I'm about ready to wrap up. Does anyone have any more points they want to add or questions they want to ask? I can give, of course, yourself a final word, Gus, if you have anything you want to say before we finish as well.
If anyone else wants to ask something first, that'd be great.
Going once, going twice. Okay, Gus. Do you have, and again, thanks a lot for, and a number of people have said how polite you were. And I should point out as well that, Gus was he was making it clear he disagreed when he reached out in my YouTube comments, but he was polite the whole way through. So I do appreciate that and respect that. And it says a lot that you can do that with someone that you strongly disagree with something about. So respect, Gus. But is there anything that you wanted to say before we wrap this up and finish?
Yes. I would like to say thank you very much for the kind words. I do believe that it's important to keep an open mind and really take the time to listen your position, so you don't fall into confirmation bias, which I believe I have fallen into when it comes to the Tate sphere. I I I give him too much benefit of the doubt. I tend to try to justify his actions too much when I know they are red flags, and I shouldn't just blindly try and accept what he says. So I'd like to, as a closing statement, I would like to say thank you for everyone. I do plan on staying on the same track regarding business, but I have noted down the people that, like, some of you guys have given me names of people that I should look into for money and health. I have made notes of like Naval, Nassim, uh, Jerick, what was it? Jersey, Gregorek. I made notes of these guys. I think that was very interesting. I'll look into them because I I seek to keep an open mind and see really what's out there. Like I came here today, I got to see this space. I do plan on being more active here. I plan on speaking to Winston. You guys have really helped me. Thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. No, thanks for coming on, and thanks to all the speakers. Everyone, there will be, if you listen to the recording, there'll be a list of the speakers. So there's some really good accounts that came up to speak today, some bigger, some smaller, but there's some people that spoke today who I really enjoy their posts, and I recommend giving a follow. So give all the speakers a follow. Thanks very much for everyone that listened as well. I'll have a look in the comments and see if anyone that couldn't come up to talk had any questions that I can answer in the comments. And I think I'm going to upload a version of this to YouTube as well, because I think there's some really important conversations and some great good content and value here as well. So thanks everyone. It is now 2:05 here down under, getting late. Time for Gadget to crash. But thanks very much. And I haven't done a lot of spaces, but I might do some pretty regularly, whether it's Team Matrix space or a friendly chat with some more Tate supporters. I'd encourage, and the door's open for that as well. So thanks very much, everyone. And I'm going to shut this down in 3, 2, 1. Thank you.